Welcome to the Maral Vegas show, where we talk with locals in the community to highlight one of my favorite things about Vegas, its people. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Maral Vegas show. I am in Beirut, Lebanon right now. I'm actually sitting outside at a Starbucks, trying to talk as loud as I can so that you can hear me. Last night we had some technical issues. In Lebanon, unfortunately, the electricity goes in and out occasionally, and we were unable to get a strong Wi-Fi connection to give you a live show. But guess what? I'm still bringing you a show no matter what. The show continues. This episode is all about my trip in Armenia. I just got back to Lebanon a couple days ago. I have all of these amazing video clips for you, so stay tuned for every single one of them. Don't go anywhere. Did you know that Armenia was the first country to adopt Christianity as its religion? Saint Gregory the Illuminator, also known as Krikor Lusavoric, was the first bishop of the Armenian Church, and he is known as a patron saint of Armenia. He was tortured and thrown into a dungeon for 13 years because he rebelled against the pagan religion. Lucky for Krikor, the king was very ill, and his sister had a dream that only Krikor could save him from this illness. So Krikor was taken out of the dungeon 13 years later. Not only did he save the king, but he converted him to a Christian. I actually went inside this dungeon, okay? And this is the exact dungeon that Krikor was in for 13 years.
It seems difficult to get down. It's not like a regular stairs. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Wow, this is no joke. This is really scary, you guys. This is scary. Like this. Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is literally it. This is the dungeon.
After Krikor the Illuminator's influence, all of the pagan temples were taken down and they were converted into churches and monasteries. We went to 9 monasteries when we were in Armenia, and my favorite one was Dativ.
Ձախ կողմում լեռան դնչին ծվարել է Հյուրանի ձորը։
This is a natural duck formed above the Barzan River. It is 30 meters long and 60 meters wide, or 100 by 200 feet.
could be appointed as a bishop. You can see also a very cute sundial with a bird on top of it. Can you see? There is a nail sticking out of it, and you can tell the time with the shadow. If let's say the shadow is on the first part, like a flower petal, Annunciation and terrible court was pictured there, but they barely survived. You can see some traces of the frescoes on the altar.
We stayed in Ibis Hotel, which was in the city of Yerevan. Yerevan was absolutely a beautiful city. There were water parks almost at every single corner that you went to. People were walking around, happy, peaceful. Restaurants were open so late. One of the nights that we were there, they had live music, and it seemed like the whole city was just shut down into a block party. One of the places that my mom and I always dreamed of going was the Armenian Genocide Memorial. And we had the opportunity to do that, thankfully. In the next picture, you will see my mother and I looking at Mount Ararat. Mount Ararat is very important to the Armenian people for several reasons. It's our national symbol. In addition to that, in the Bible, it says that Noah's Ark landed on Mount Ararat. I went to go see my friend in Las Vegas. His name is Arman Davitian. I told him how excited I was to go to Armenia and Lebanon with my mom for the first time. And he told me about the stray dog epidemic in Armenia. I was very shocked about this, but I was very happy to learn that he has a connection to the first animal shelter in Armenia called Dingo Team. I had a chance to interview Ovsana, who is the founder of Dingo Team. We also had the opportunity to go into the shelter and see all of these wonderful dogs. After the interview and the visit at the dog shelter, you're gonna see a clip of me petting a dog with a dog tag on his ear. That tag means that that dog has been vaccinated. Ovsana is actually one of the people who helped that law pass in Armenia. And it was very heartwarming for me to actually see a dog like that walking in the streets.
When I was taking injured dogs from the street and was healing at my home, and after that I was going to find a home, 10 years ago, people were looking at me like, what are you talking? How can you take a street dog? It was something like from other planets, information from other planets. having 10 or 20 adoptions from our shelter every month. That culture is being developed year by year. But all dogs in Armenia were being shot in the streets, and nothing else was being done for stray animals. And only after this March, sterilization program for Yerevan streets began, and it was the first time ever in Armenia. And now the Yerevan municipality is doing sterilization program that it's first ever. I am also the member of Council of Municipality, so I also worked on that. For municipality has the sterilization program at last. Many tripod dogs at our shelter that you will see, they all were shot. We work with different private clinics. So we have case, we take the dog to the clinic, and vet is doing what is needed, and we are paying for that. So we do not have our own clinic. Dingo Team is the first ever stray animals rescue in Armenia. So when we began, there was no stray animals rescue at all, and we both took our shelter place 3 years ago. Until that time, we didn't have our shelter place, and we were giving dogs for fostering. And when they became too many, we had to rent a place. But after our contract time was over, we didn't know where to go. Now we are going to move already to our final place, which was gifted for our dogs to be used as long as it will be needed.
I guess there's like 150 dogs in there, and they're gonna jump all over me, so they want me to have my arms covered and stuff. Yeah. We have to do this for the first 10 minutes, and then we can take it up.
You can also take if you want to.
We're walking in, guys. I don't know what to expect right now. Yeah.
All the dogs you see here or were shot, were broken, or were hit by a car or something like that.
Yeah.
So each of them, we rescued each of them from very difficult situations.
Right. Yeah. They're survivors, let me tell you. What's the last thing I have to talk about? I don't remember. How can I forget? Okay, if you know me, you know that I love wine, okay? But after I went to this winery, first of all, this winery was incredible, okay? And after I went to the winery, I was like, I don't know if I can drink wine anymore. You will not know why until you watch the clip. Are you ready? Here we go.
Where the winemaking must have originated. And their research was bolstered by the archaeological discovery in this cave in 2010, when the oldest winery in the world has been found. Here is the picture of the shoe. They found it from that hole. It's European size 37. It belonged to a man. And if you look back, you can see a mountain where the vineyards are. The grapes grow here on top of rocks.
So right now we're going to the oldest winery in the world.
In Ararat cave complex. this is where the oldest cities and towns in the world appeared. Syria, Iraq, Armenia, parts of Iran, Persia, they are a part of the Fertile Crescent, the place where the humanity started. This was discovered only recently, and they discovered traces of malvid in here. They discovered the grape seeds sticking to the walls of these clay pots.
Okay.
And the oldest winery is 6,100 years old. All the organic material is in a fantastic condition because of the microclimate of the caves. The grape juice would trickle down into the pots. Here it was fermented and stored at the same time. And afterwards, these girls were being sacrificed for a better harvest of grapes the next year. Yes. Their certain body parts were sacrificed. Their heads were plastered. You can see their skulls were discovered. They were sisters.
For wine?
For a better harvest of grapes the next year, because wine was the drink of gods. It was a divine beverage, and they wanted these girls.
I don't know if I can drink wine again. So women were standing right there, and they would crush the grapes, and it would trickle down into the pots right there.
And later they were sacrificed, and 3 skulls, plastered skulls, were found here, right here.
Okay.
There is a full cycle winery. You can clearly see the clay, the slab of stone where the grapes were crushed, and the girls were standing, crushing the grapes, and you can clearly see how the grape juice could have trickled down into those pots. It was fermented and stored, and we see this was used only for special ceremonies. 84 burials were discovered here, and which means this was a place the people would come to make wine and do sacrifices, human sacrifices. Girls were sacrificed, aged 13 to 16. And inside one of the skulls, they discovered the best preserved human brain tissue in the world. So all the findings in this cave have the status as the oldest in the world. The oldest shoe, the oldest winery, the oldest skirt was discovered down here. This cave is endless. The more they dig, the more chambers they discover.
So we gotta get going. It's getting really, really loud in here. As you can hear, there's people talking in the background, having a good old time. You know what? You're catching the sunset in Lebanon. Isn't that amazing? Look at the view, guys. Look at the sunset. Look at that. Look at that. How gorgeous. I'm gonna really miss that. That's all I know. I'm gonna miss the beautiful sunset. That wraps up my show. Thank you so much for watching the Maral Vegas show. And hey, don't you even think for a second that I'm not going to be in Vegas soon, because I will be there before you know it. If you want to learn more about my trips, you're going to have to follow me on my social media at Maral Vegas. The Maral Vegas show can be found in all of these places, so don't forget to tell your friends. iTunes, Roku, YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Play, Twitter, Facebook, any RSS reader, and of course, the Vegas Video Network at vegasvideonetwork.com. Bye! See you soon in Las Vegas!